Hello students. So in the previous class I started the topic expansion of solids. I have given the expression for questions of linear expansion, areal expansion, volume expansion of a solid. Now I am going to discuss the relationship between the three questions of expansion of a solid. So first I am going to derive the relation between beta and alpha. So I advise the student to just concentrate only to listen to my explanation. Don't write running notes when I am discussing. Please don't try to copy the working which I am going to do now. I will be showing you the notes in a systematic way at near the end of this class. So including the derivation part. So let us consider a uniform rectangular plate with length A and breadth B. Length denoted by small letter A and breadth denoted by small letter B. And let us suppose the temperature of the plate is increased uniformly by delta T from T to T plus delta T. Let us suppose the area changes from A to A plus delta A. So initial area before it is heated denoted by capital A, that is called product of initial length A and initial breadth B. So when it is heated uniformly, the new length will be more than A, denoted by A dash. The final area can be written as initial area plus delta A. Delta A is increase in the area when temperature is increased. That is called a product of final length A dash and final breadth B dash. So final length A dash, you can write original length A plus increase in the length that will be denoted by delta A. Final value of breadth B dash, you can write initial value of the breadth B plus increase in the breadth. So A plus delta A. Now we can write increase in the length, as I told you, when a regular uniform solid is heated uniformly, then increase in the length can be done as alpha into original length into increase in the temperature. So increase in the length delta A can be written as alpha into original length A into increase in the temperature. Increase in the breadth delta B can be written as increase in the linear dimension or breadth can be done as alpha into original breadth into increase in the temperature. So you can make these substitutions here on the right hand side. So A plus delta A, you can write alpha into A into delta T. And here I have written B plus delta B. delta B you can write alpha into B into delta T. So now we'll expand this right hand side, and left hand side you can put A equal to AB. You can substitute A equal to AB on the left hand side. You can multiply this here now. Multiplying with the first factor A into B plus alpha B into delta T plus alpha A delta T into B plus alpha B delta T. You can further expand this. Left side I am writing as it is AB plus delta A. This you can write it as AB when you expand this, plus A alpha B delta T plus again multiplying these two. So alpha A delta T into B plus alpha square into AB into delta T whole square. AB gets cancelled on both sides. So delta A can be written as, these two terms are identical, 2 alpha AB delta T plus alpha square into AB into delta T whole square. So in practice, for most of the solid, alpha will be the product alpha into delta T in practice will be very small compared to 1. Example, for steel rod, alpha is approximately about 12 in 10 power minus 6. So if rise in temperature 100 degree centigrade, then the product alpha into delta T is 12 in 10 power minus 4. So the term containing alpha square can be neglected compared to the other two terms. Therefore, increase in the area you can write 2 alpha into AB into delta T. From definition, coefficient average value of coefficient of aerial expansion you can write delta A by A into delta T. So delta A you can write 2 alpha AB into delta T. And original area A you can write A into B. So you get beta to be nearly equal to 2 alpha. That means the coefficient of aerial expansion of solid will be nearly equal to 2 times the coefficient of linear expansion of solid. Next, I am going to derive the relationship between gamma and alpha. Next, I am going to derive the relationship between gamma and alpha. Let us consider uniform solid cube. Gamma is the coefficient of volume expansion and alpha is the coefficient of linear expansion. Let L denote the length of each edge of an uniform solid cube. Then at any original temperature denoted by capital T. So original volume of the solid block before it is heated, denoted by V. which you can write L cube. So when the solid is heated uniformly, so length will be increasing. So increase in the length. You can write alpha into original length in increase in temperature. So final length of each edge of the solid is equal to original length L plus delta L. Or you can write L plus alpha L in delta T. So you can write L into 1 plus alpha into delta T. So the final increase in the volume denoted by delta V. So V is the original volume and delta V is the increase in the volume. Then the final volume can be written as V plus delta V, which you can write square of the final length. I'm sorry. Final volume can be written as cube of the final length, not square of final. Cube of the final length. That is L into 1 plus alpha into delta T whole cube. This you can write L cube into 1 plus alpha into delta T whole cube. So on the left side you can write original volume V plus delta V, final volumes. Because we use the approximation based on the binomial theorem. If in general, if modulus of x is very, very small compared to 1, modulus of x is very, very small compared to 1, then 1 plus x whole power n can be nearly taken as 1 plus n into x. That means when you neglect the terms containing x square, x cube, etc., you get this expansion. Here n is a rational number. Here in this case, the product alpha into delta T in practice will be much less than 1. So we can use this approximation. So this can be written as L cube into 1 plus 3 alpha delta T nearly. That means we are neglecting the terms containing alpha square n, alpha cube. So on the left hand side, we can write V plus delta V. Now I can substitute here V equal to L cube on the left side. Original volume V plus delta V. Right hand side can open the brackets L cube plus 3 alpha L cube into delta T. So you can cancel L cube both sides. So you get delta V is nearly equal to 3 alpha into L cube into delta T. So the volume quotient of, the average value of the volume quotient of expansion solid can be delta V by V into delta T. So delta V you can write 3 alpha L cube into delta T. So V is the original volume which you can write L cube. So here delta T gets cancelled, L cube also gets cancelled. So gamma is nearly equal to 3 alpha. So the quotient of volume expansion of material of solid can be taken to be 3 times the quotient of linear expansion of the material of solid. Sometimes this can be written in different ways. And finally, we have derived both the relations. Beta is nearly equal to alpha and alpha is gamma is nearly equal to 3 alpha. From same equation, can write alpha equal to beta by 2. From this equation, gamma equal to 3 alpha. Alpha can be nearly written as gamma by 3. So beta can be written as 2 alpha or 2 gamma by 3. Or gamma is 3 alpha, which you can also write 3 beta by 2. That means there are different ways you can express it. And gamma you can be written as 3 alpha, which you can write alpha plus 2 alpha. Or gamma can also be written as alpha plus beta. So I would like to show you the PowerPoint presentation of the typed form of the notes for whatever I have discussed now in this class, that is regarding derivation part. So those who want to write the notes, please take a pause and write the notes. I am going to show you the notes now. So now I am going to show the conclusions of the discussion I have done and notes for whatever I have discussed in this class till now. Relations between alpha, beta and gamma. We can write alpha is to beta is to gamma is equal to 1 is to 2 is to 3. Can write beta equal to alpha or 2 gamma by 3. Or beta can be written as gamma minus alpha. So gamma can be written as equal to 3 alpha. So gamma can be written as gamma can be written as 3 alpha or 3 beta by 2 or gamma equal to alpha plus beta. So next I am going to show you the notes for the derivations. Beta equal to alpha and gamma equal to 3 alpha, which are needed for the preparation of your board examinations. Look at the notes here. Those who want to copy the note, they can take a pause and copy the notes. Let me derive beta equal to alpha. I am going to read out the notes which I am going showing on the screen. Consider one thin uniform rectangular plate of length small a and breadth small b. It is uniformly heated so the temperature changes by delta T. So original area equal to A, capital A equal to small a to small b. Final area equal to capital A plus delta capital A. The final area I can write product of final length into final breadth. And those who want to copy the note, please take a pause and copy the notes. So I am going to show the continuation to this. So final area you can write A plus delta A. Final length you can write A plus delta A. Final breadth you can write small b plus delta b. So you can write increase the length denoted by delta A equal alpha into original length A into delta T. Similarly, increase in the breadth you can write delta B equal alpha into original breadth B into delta T. So if you substitute delta A equal to this value and delta B at the right side equal to this. So you can write A plus delta A equal to A plus alpha A delta T multiplied by small b plus alpha b delta T. So you can expand right hand side. On the left hand side you can substitute capital A equal to small a to small b, original area. So if you expand here you get small a to small b equal to delta capital A is equal to small a to small b plus alpha a b delta T plus alpha a b into delta T plus alpha square into a b into delta T square. So here a b can be cancelled on both sides. The term containing alpha square can be neglected compared to the other terms. So therefore delta A can be really written as 2 alpha A B delta T. And from definition beta we can write, average value of coefficient of real expansion. Delta A by A delta T. Can substitute delta A equal to alpha A B delta T. And original area A equal to AB. So you get beta equal to alpha. So those who want to copy the note, please take a pause and copy the notes. Next, I want to show the notes for the derivation gamma equal 3 alpha. Consider uniform solid cube with each edge of length small at temperature capital T. The temperature of solid is changed to T plus delta capital T. Length becomes L plus delta L. Here delta L is increased length and L is the original length. So we can delta L can be written as alpha and original length L into delta T. So original volume V can write small L cube. New volume V dash is equal to L plus delta L whole cube of new length, L plus delta L whole cube. And change in volume denoted by delta V, you can write V dash minus V. So those who want to copy the notes, please take a pause and copy the notes. So I am going to show you the continuation to this in the next slide. So delta V can write L plus delta L whole cube minus L cube. Can substitute delta L equal alpha into L into delta T. So you can take L cube common in all the terms on the right hand side. So you can write L cube into 1 plus alpha into delta T whole cube minus 1 cube. As alpha in delta T is much less than 1 in practice, can use the binomial approximation for this term. So delta V can write L cube into 1 plus alpha in delta T whole cube can written as nearly 1 plus 3 alpha into delta T minus 1. So this 1 cube we can write it as minus 1 cube. So here minus 1 plus 1 get cancelled. So you get delta V equal to 3 alpha and L cube delta. That means we are neglecting terms containing alpha square and alpha cube in the expansion. And gamma we can write delta V by V delta T. Delta V can be 3 alpha and L cube in delta T. V the original volume we can write L cube. So you get gamma equal to 3 alpha. So those who want to copy the notes, please take a pause and copy the notes. I want to next discuss some special cases related to the expansion of solids. So next I am going to discuss the special cases in expansion of solids. So next I am going to discuss some special cases in the expansion of solids. First case 1. You please again stop writing. Advise the students to stop writing and start only start to listen my explanation. Just concentrate to listen to my explanation. I will show you these conclusions of these special cases, including working part, in a separate slide with PowerPoint presentation. So at present, concentrate to just listen. Suppose if you have 2 rods, for example, 2 cylindrical rods, which have same length, but different thicknesses, different diameters across section. Let us suppose both the rods are made up of same metal or same material. The value of coefficient of linear expansion alpha can be assumed to be a constant for given metal at a given temperature, which is independent of dimensions of the rod. So when the 2 rods have different diameters of cross section or different thicknesses or different masses, we can assume that both the rods have same value of coefficient of linear expansion alpha. If both the rods are made up of same metal and they are at same temperature. So let small r denote the radius of cross section of the first rod, and small r dash denote the radius of cross section of the second rod. So now, as I discussed earlier, increase the length of the rod equal alpha into vertical length in increase in the temperature. Let us suppose both the rods are heated by, both the rods are heated through same range of temperatures. Starting, both the rods are heated from temperature T to T plus delta T. That is, initial temperature is same for both the rods, final temperature is also same for both the rods. Because alpha is same and vertical length is same for both the rods, when change in temperature delta T is same for both the rods, change in the length or elongation will be same. That means increase in the length or elongation of the second rod is same as increase in the length or elongation of first rod. But sometimes you may be asked about the ratio of the volume expansions. That means increase in the volume or volume expansion will not be the same because the original volume is different. So I would like to discuss how we can compare the volume expansions of the two rods. Increase in the volume, then uniform solid is heated uniformly, gamma into original volume into increase in the temperature. So increase the volume for first rod are denoted by delta V and original volume of the first rod by V. Increase in the volume of second rod are denoted by delta V dash and original volume of the second rod by V dash. Here both the rods are made up of same metal and therefore gamma will be the same for both the rods. And both the rods are heated to same range of temperatures. So delta T is same for both the rods. So increase in the volume of the first rod divided by increase in the volume of the second rod is equal to original volume of the first rod before heating divided by original volume of the second rod before heating. So original volume of the first rod before heating, you can write pi r square L. The original volume of the second rod before heating, you can write pi r square into L. Here both the rods have same original length here. So that will be equal R by R dash whole square. So ratio of the increase in the volume of first rod to the increase in the volume of second rod equals square of the ratio of the radius of cross section. But increase in length will be the same. Like to show you this discussion in a systematic way in the notes form, that is with PowerPoint presentation, and I would like to also solve one question problem based on this case one. Come on, look at the screen now. So now look at the screen here, special cases in expansion of solids. Case 1 which I just discussed now, I am showing the notes for the same case 1. Two uniform rods of same metal with same length but different diameters of cross section or heated through same range of temperatures, then elongation will be the same for both the rods. This is the conclusion I have discussed just now. So those who want to write the notes, please take a pause and write the notes. So I am going to show you that small working which I explained just now. That also I want to show on screen. So delta L, you can write alpha into L into delta T. The values of alpha, L and delta T are same for both the rods. Therefore delta L will be same for both the rods. That means increase the length of second rod is same as increase the length of first rod. The rate of volume expansion of the two rods is delta V by V, delta V dash. Can be done. Delta V is increase the volume of first rod, delta V dash increase the volume of second rod. Delta V can write gamma into V delta T. Delta V dash can write gamma into V dash delta T. Here both the rods are made up of same metal, therefore gamma is same. So ratio of the volume expands same as the ratio of the original volumes. Original value first rod equal A into L. Original value second rod A dash into L. A is the original area of cross section first rod, A dash is the original area of cross second rod. So A can write pi into small r square. A dash equal to pi into small r dash square. So delta V by delta V dash equal to R by R dash whole square. That small r and R dash denote the radius of cross sections of the two rods. So those who want to copy the note, they can take a pause and now copy the notes. Next, I want to solve one problem based on this case one. Look at the screen for the problem here. I'm going to read out the problem one. Two rods of same metal with same length at same initial temperature with radius of cross section ratio 2:3 are heated to same range of temperature. What is the ratio of first part question? Their elongations. Second part question, their volume expansion, which I just discussed now. Because both the rods are made up of same metal and they are originally at same temperature, so alpha is same. Original length L is also same and rise in temperature delta T is same. Therefore, elongation delta T will be same for both the rods. So elongation delta L dash for second rod is same as elongation delta L for first rod. So our ratio, the elongation of the first rod and the elongation of second rod will be 1:1. 1 is the answer for first question. So increase in the volume or volume expansion can be done as gamma into original volume and increase in temperature. Both the rods are made up of same metal and they are at originally same temperature. So gamma is same for both the rods. They are heated through same range of temperatures, so delta T is also same. Just as explained now here, ratio the increase in the volume of the first rod to the increase in the volume of the second rod is equal to ratio of the original area of cross section of the first rod to original area of cross section of the second rod, because length L of each rod is same. And area of cross section we can write pi r square for first rod, for second rod pi r dash square. So that is R by R dash whole square. Here R by R dash you can take it as ratio of the radius of cross section is given as 2:3. So therefore that will be delta V by V, delta V by delta V dash will be 2 by 3 whole square. So 4 by 9. So for second part question, for first part question answer is 1:1. The second part of the question answer is 4:9. So if you want to copy the working, you can take a pause and copy the working. So I am going to discuss second Cassel case. A question based on case 2 was given one of the PS MSET exam in the medical entrance. I think that is about in 1999. MSET medical 1998 or 98, one of these years. So again, you stop writing, concentrate to listen. I will show you the notes for this case also separately. So I consider again a thin uniform cylindrical rod. Another thick uniform cylindrical rod of same metal, same original length, but different radii of cross section. Let small r denote the radius of cross section of cylindrical rod, and r dash denote the radius of cross section of second rod. And both the rods are made up of same metal. They are initially at same temperature. So alpha is same for both the rods, and gamma is also same for both the rods. And let us suppose the two rods are supplied equal quantities of heat energy. That means let us suppose both the rods absorb same quantities of heat energy. As I told you, one of the previous answer papers, you are asked to find, you are asked which rod will expand more. I mean, which rod will have greater elongation. Now, heat energy absorbed by uniform solid can be written as product of the mass of the solid into the ordinary specific heat of solid and increase in the temperature of solid. So here, increase in the temperature, delta Q can write. Emitters, when both the solids are made up of same metal and they are at same temperature, specific heat S will also be same for both the metal rods. Delta Q is same. So delta T is inversely related to mass of the rod. That means increase in temperature is more for the rod, for thin rod which has smaller mass. So mass of thin rod will be naturally less than the mass of the thick rod when both the rods have same length and made of same material at same temperature. So therefore, increase in the temperature for thin rod will be more than the increase in temperature for thick rod of same metal, same vertical length, when they absorb equal quantities of heat. Therefore, alpha increase in length, delta L can be alpha into vertical length increase the temperature. So increase the length is more. So delta L is increase the length of first rod. Suppose delta L dash is increase the length of second rod. So ratio of the increase in the length of first rod to increase in the length of second rod equal ratio of the increase in temperature of first rod to increase in temperature of second rod. So increase in temperature more for thin rod. Therefore, increase in length or elongation for thin rod will be more than the increase in length or elongation for thick rod when they absorb equal quantities of heat energy. But it can be shown that increase in the volume will be same for both the rods for this case. So I would like to show the working for that also. So now increase in the temperature for first rod divided by increase in temperature for second rod. Using this, because delta Q is same, can write delta Q for first rod as ms delta T. So delta Q for second rod is m dash S into delta T dash. M dash is the mass of second rod. Specific heat S is same for both the rods because they are made up of same metal. Mass of the first rod you can write volume of the first rod into density of the material of the first rod. Mass of second rod you can volume of the second rod into density of material of second rod. And both the rods are initially at same temperature and they are made up of same material. Therefore, density is same for both the rods at the initial temperature. Therefore, product of delta T V delta T for first rod is same as V dash delta T dash for second rod. That means product of original volume and increase in temperature is same. So ratio of the increase in the temperature of first rod to the increase in temperature of second rod is equal to volume of second rod by volume of first rod. Now increase in the volume delta V for first rod can be written as gamma into original volume of the first rod into increase in temperature. Increase in the volume delta V dash for second rod, you can write gamma into original volume of second rod into rise in temperature for second rod. Both the rods are made up of same metal, therefore gamma is same. And they are heated to same range of temperatures. So increase the volume of first rod to increase the volume of second rod equal ratio of the original volumes of first and second rod. multiplied by ratio of increase in temperature of first rod to the increase in temperature of second rod. You can write delta T by delta T dash. This you can substitute V dash by V. So this you get 1. That means ratio of increase the volume of first rod to increase the volume of second rod is 1. That means increase the volume of second rod is same as increase the volume of first rod. Now I would like to show you the notes for this case in a systematic way. You need not copy the manual working which I have shown on the screen now. I will show you the typed form of these notes for this case too also. Look at the screen now. So come on, look at the screen for the notes for the special case 2 which I have just discussed now. I am going to read out the notes shown on the screen. Look at the screen and listen. 2 rods of same metal and same length at same initial temperature but of different diameters absorb equal quantities of heat energy. Then volume expansion, that is increase the volume, will be same for both the rods. The elongation or increase the length will be greater for thin rod. I have shown the working here for this delta Q is equal to ms delta T. M is the mass, S is specific heat here. Delta T you can write delta Q M into S. Because both the rods absorb same quantity of heat delta Q and they are made up of same metal with same specific heat S. So therefore delta T is proportional to 1 by M. Increase the length of the rod is given by alpha into original length and increase in temperature. So increase the length delta L can be done alpha into original length L in delta T. So here alpha and L are same for both the rods. So delta L is proportional to delta T which is proportional to 1 by M. So those who want to copy the note, please copy the notes now. So height and temperature are greater for thin rod with smaller mass and the ratio of the elongations will be delta L by delta L dash equal to M dash by M. M is the mass of the first rod, M dash is mass of second rod. M we can write V into rho, V M dash equal to V dash rho. Rho is the density which is same for both the rods because both the rods are made up of same metal and they are each at same temperature. So V can be A into L, V dash equal to A dash into L. So L is same for both the rods, I mean original length. So A equal to pi into small r square, A dash equal to pi into r dash square. So ratio of the increased length of the first rod to the increased length of second rod is equal to r dash by r whole square. So I have shown the working for increase in volume expansions also. We can write delta Q equal to ms delta T for first rod, M dash S into delta T dash for second rod. Specificity is same. S is same for both the rods. So M into delta T equal to M dash into delta T dash. So delta T is the increase in temperature for first rod of mass M, delta T dash is increase in temperature for second rod of mass M dash. So delta T by delta T dash equal to M dash by M. So M dash by M we can write V dash by V here. So those who want to copy the working, please take a pause and copy the working. I want to show the continuation on the next slide. The rate of the volume expansion is delta V by delta V dash. Delta V can write gamma V delta T. Delta V dash equal to gamma into V dash into delta T dash. Gamma is same for both the rods because they are made up of same metal. So V by V dash into delta T by delta T dash. As we have seen in the previous slide, delta T by delta T dash equal to V dash by V. So I have substituted delta T by delta T dash equal to V dash by V. So you get V by V dash into V dash by V equal to 1. So delta V dash is equal to delta V. That means increase in the volume will be same for both the rods. But ratio of the increase the length of first rod to the increase the length of second rod is equal to square of the inverse ratio of the radius cross sector. That means delta L is inversely related to R square for this case. I'd like to show you one problem based on this case too. So look at the problem number 2 in the expansion of solids. So which is based on special case 2. So two rods of same material have the same length but diameters in the ratio 3:4. If 2000 calories of heat are supplied to the two rods separately, the ratio of changes in length is, as I told you, in such cases, already explained with the calculation. In the case 2, I don't want to repeat the same calculation now. I want to just use the conclusion which I have just discussed in the previous case 2. That is, delta L is inversely related to R square. So here, if R small r is the radius of cross section of first rod, the diameter of first rod is 2r. Small r dash is the radius of cross second rod, diameter cross second rod is 2r dash. This ratio is given to be 3:4. So ratio of the diameters is 3:4. Means ratio of the radius of cross section can be taken as 3:4. Therefore, increase as explained in the calculation just before this problem in the special case 2. Ratio of the increase the length of first rod to the increase the length of second rod. The square of the inverse ratio of the radii of cross section. So that will be 4/3 whole square or 16/9. So ratio of the change in the length of the first rod and the change in the length of second rod will be 16:9. So that's the answer for this problem number 2. But sometimes in case you are asked what is the ratio of increase in the volume, as already explained here, increase in the volume will be same for both the rods. In case you are asked what is the ratio of increase the volume first rod to increase the volume second rod, that will be 1:1. In case you are unable to remember the conclusion, you have to repeat the procedure which I explained for calculation of delta L by delta L dash. That is, you have to equate delta Q for the two cases. First, you can find the ratio of the increase in temperature of first rod to the increase in temperature of second rod. In case you don't remember the conclusion, you can proceed this way. In case you don't remember the conclusion, can equate delta Q for first rod with delta Q for second rod, which is equal to 2000 calories. That numerical value is not needed to answer. So delta Q for the first rod, you can write mass of the first rod is specific heat into increase in temperature. For second rod, delta Q dash is equal to mass of second rod denoted by M dash. This specific heat and increase in temperature. Specific heat is same for both. So increase in temperature of first rod to the increase in temperature of second rod is equal to mass of second rod to the mass of first rod. Mass of the rod is equal to volume into density. Both the rods are made up of same metal, so volume is same. Both the rods are made up of same metal, density is same. Volumes are different. V the original volume of the first rod, V dash is the original volume of the second rod. So original volume of the first rod you can write pi r square L. Original volume of second rod pi r dash square into L. Both the rods have same length. So ratio of the increase in temperature first rod to increase in temperature second rod is equal to square of the inverse ratio of the radius of cross section. Ratio of the radius of cross section is 3:4. So this will be 4/3 whole square, 16/9. So increase the length of the first rod by increase the length of second rod will be same as the ratio of the increase in the temperature of first rod to the increase in temperature of second rod, because both the rods have same original length and same values of alpha. So you get same answer.